was the firstborn kasi Abraham was 100 years old. Pero impossible naman yun na mag-aanak pa siya. Sarah was 99. Lifespan was 120. So it was impossible. But God always choose the impossible so that His glory will be seen. So yun ang nangyari kay... pero yung time na yun, sabi ni Sarah na, hindi na ako makakaanak because I'm 99. So why not you make shipping with the helper? So Abraham said, okay, totoo naman yan, I will make shipping with the helper. So out came Ishmael. But God didn't like it. It has to be Sarah who will bore Isaac. So eventually, after 17 years, si Sarah, make the long story short, bore Isaac. So Ishmael, nagselos. So siya yung lineage ng Arab family. Ishmael, mga Arab, Isaac, Hebrew. So after Isaac, he bore Jacob. Yun na si Israel. Jacob pala was not a nice guy. He was a cheater. But still God chose him and he became Israel. After Jacob, meron siyang 12 na anak coming from different wives. So, from the 12 sons, nandun si Joseph. If you know Joseph, he was supposed to be the prince of Egypt. Pero hindi lang madali yung buhay niya yon kasi binenta siya sa slave. Tapos, nakaaway siya ng mga kapatid niya. But because God's favor was upon him, he became the second vicar of Pharaoh sa Egypt. Now, Egypt, yung Canaan that time was in famine. Joseph was in Egypt. Because he was blessed by the Lord, Egypt became super mayaman. During the 7-year famine, yung super yaman ng Egypt was able to supply the neighboring countries. So yung 12 sons, they have to look for Joseph, came back, and acknowledged that he was the prince of Egypt. So yun. And after Joseph was Moses.
Thank you.
So after Moses, alam naman natin yung story ni Moses, di ba? He was also to be slaughtered as a baby, but it didn't happen. So after Joseph pala, naging mayaman yung Egypt. Dumami yung Jews. Kasi sabi ng Pharaoh, since my favor is upon you, Joseph, piliin mo kung saan nyo gustong tumira sa Egypt. So yung 11 brothers nila, pinili marami. Eh, bigla silang dumami. They were all blessed. So ilang generation, after Joseph, may mga kings na, mga Gentile kings na pumasok. Na after that, nakalimutan na si Joseph. So, since nakalimutan na si Joseph, isang Hebrew na tumulong sa Egypt, yung nangyari, naging slave na naman yung mga Jewish people. Doon na pumasok again na the Jewish people were crying out to God na, please save us, please save us. Anong klaseng buhay to? Ba't kami slave palagi? So, Moses came. Now, Moses was raised up in a Pharaoh's kingdom, but he was a Hebrew. So alam na natin yung drama na he killed a Egyptian because the Egyptian was baking bugbog the Hebrew. Okay? So doon na nag-start na nakita na, ba't mo pinatay yung Egyptian? I thought you were the son of the Pharaoh. Parang ganon. So natakot si Moses, tumakbo siya, tapos pumunta na siya sa wilderness. Doon na siya naging Moses, who will be used to take the Jewish people or the Hebrew out of Egypt. So doon na natin alam yung 10 plagues. Yung 10 plagues na it hardened Pharaoh's heart. Na kahit anong mangyari, hindi pa rin ibibigay ni Pharaoh yung mga Hebrew until the 10th na na 10th plague na darkness. That darkness was not parang brownout lang. It was thick darkness that it was almost death. Na parang ano yun? Parang nagbablanket na sa'yo. This time, ang sabi lang ni Lord, put a blood in your doorpost. And if they see the blood, they will pass over, death will pass over that household. Dito nag-start yung concept na if blood is seen in your doorpost, death will pass over you. So yun din yung practice kahit sa Old Testament, once death or once the Lord sees there is blood in the household, it will pass over them. Kaya yun din yung prayer ko every time ngayon when I take the communion, that the wine I have, kumbaga, the blood covers my household. And whatever accident, whatever pestilence, it will pass over me. Parang ganun. Dahil doon kay Moses din. Doon din nag-start yung tabernacle. Ito na yung question mo kanina. So, Moses was the first one to house God in a tabernacle. And after Moses, maraming generation, nandito na si David. From Abraham or from Joseph to Moses, the Hebrew people were always under somebody. Yung time ni Joseph, they were not in Jerusalem. Nag-start yung place where Israel should be built, time ni Jacob. But of course, going back, yung time ni Abraham, nandun din siya nagpuyo. Ano puyo? Doon siya nakatira na kung saan yung Israel ngayon. And going back further, yun ang Garden of Eden. Okay? So, yung land na yan ng Israel ngayon, or Jerusalem, was Garden of Eden. Maraming drama yung dinaanan niya, kasi nawala na yun. It was subjugated by a lot. Nagkaroon na ng famine. Kaya God again has to make His own people to go back to that land para bumalik na naman yung place of flowing with milk and honey. Kasi it was always famine. Until the time of David, siya yung nakagather ng 12 sons. Kasi parang palagi silang diaspora, kalat. Parang palagi silang kalat, lalo na sa after kay Moses. Kahit meron na silang tabernacle that time, nagkaroon na again ng isang family. Maraming generation again na nagkalat na naman sila. Wala talagang time na they are gathered on that piece of land. David as king, we know that he was the one who killed Goliath. But David as king, when he reigned, he managed to get all the 12 tribes. Pero hindi pa yung 12 na meron ng Dan, meron ng Reuben. Wala pa yon. North and south pa lang. But only in David's time that the Hebrew people were living in that piece of land. Only from David's time. Hati pa rin siya, north and south. So he was successful. And because he was king, maganda yung economy, maganda yung hindi pala relationship, pero nakukuha niya yung mga neighboring land ng Israel. Kaya naging Israel na siya. Hindi lang siya piece of land, parang nakukuha na yung land because he was a great warrior also. He was also a prophet. So since na-establish na niya, yung sumunod sa kanya na king, Solomon, who had wisdom, made even Israel bongacious. Parang mas naging mayaman siya. Ang naging problema lang kay Solomon is so that he will become a more powerful king, he married a lot of wives and concubines. And because he was having 1,000 concubines and a lot of wives coming from different culture, tradition, religion, nawala na rin yung connection niya sa Panginoon. It started the downfall of Israel. Kasi kahit sobrang yaman siya in the first few years kay Solomon, Pero later on, marami na ring war. Yung anak niya is nag-tridor din sa kanya. Parang ganun. Parang ganun yung story na his millennial wisdom, yun ang nagpa-downturn ng Israel na nation. But only in Solomon's time, nagawa yung temple. So, hindi na siya 10. Pero nagawa na siya ng temple na sobrang mahal siya, sobrang, ano yun? Bogacious siya. Pero, oo. So, doon na yung nakikita natin sa NCC, kung sino yung nag-church. Doon na yung 3 chambers, yun na yung temple ni Solomon. That was meant to house God.
Andun pa rin ngayon yun, sir?
Wala na. Di ba wala na siya kasi na-destroy na siya.
Akala ko tinago nila ng boss. Ay, hindi.
Ay, hindi. Yung mga kaya wala siyang medyo evidence kasi yung mga ano yun, yung mga parts or yung mga bato-bato andun sa ilalim ng.
Sa ilalim.
Pero yun ang doon
Dun
ang
exact
place. Nakita ko sa documentary. And they are hiding it. Anyway, so that was the temple. Doon yung mga sacrifices. Doon nakikipag-usap ang priest. Doon nakikipag-usap si Lord sa mga priest. So yung Holy of Holies, yung temple kasi, mayroong outer court, may inner court, may Holy of Holies. Yung Holy of Holies, yun ang pinaka-sacred na place. So earth, Israel, Jerusalem, temple, Holy of Holies. Yun ang direct na connection sa ano yun? Sa langit. So ito na. After kay Solomon, nagwatak-watak na naman yung Israelites. Wala talaga kadala-dala. Anyway, they were always, ang description kasi ng Israelite, kaya sila, ano yun? Hard-headed, is because they have went through a lot. They are always into war. They're always into surviving. They're always being hated. Kaya they have built their own culture na maging din. Ano yun? Hindi vocations, parang stiff or resilient. So yung time dito, after Solomon, they were captured by Babylon. Ito na yun. But Daniel, coming from a royal family, napunta na naman siya sa pinaka highest na position. He had wisdom, but he was a believer. Kumbaga, close siya kay Lord. Kaso lang, that time they were instructed, huwag nyo nang patayin yung Babylonian because it will not work. War will no longer work with us. You have to be kind to the Babylonian. Sabi na sa kanya, kaya si Daniel, at saka yung tatlong friend nila, si Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Yeah. Sila yung 4 na mga millennial na nakapasok sa palace, educated. Sila, pero Hebrew sila. Okay lang, they were nice. Kaya yung favor ni Nebuchadnezzar kay Daniel was over the top. Parang he was always favored. Kaya yung Den of Lions, nung napunta si Daniel sa lion, parang kinabahan din si Nebuchadnezzar, si Nebu, because he loved Daniel that time. Yung time lang na hindi na sila chika sa mga Babylonian when dumating sa punto na you have to bow down to Nebuchadnezzar's statue. So, they made a stop. Kumbaga, we cannot go on with bowing down because we have our own God. Kaya yun na ng story na he has to be put into the Den of Lions, tapos yung tatlo niyang friend sa fire. But eventually, they did not die. So, that time, Daniel prayed. Sabi niya, Lord, hanggang kailan ba kami magsasuffer? That was the time that Angel Gabriel, yung isang cherubim, talked to him in a dream. So ito na yung pinaka-crucial sa part ng Bible for us to know what is happening in the future. It was given to Daniel. Tapos, konti lang siya na verse, but it said a lot. Basahin natin slowly. Neighbor, basahin mo. Kaya mo
Alin
yan.
dyan, neighbor?
Lahat.
Ha?
Slowly.
I'm reading now. Ay, joke. Basahin ko nga,
Oo.
neighbor.
Para mabasa din nila.
Sige. 77s are decreed for your people and your holy city to finish transgression, to put an end to sin, to atone for wickedness, to bring in everlasting righteousness, to seal up vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy place. Know and understand this. From the time the word goes up to restore and rebuild Jerusalem until the anointed one, the ruler, comes, there will be 7 sevens and 62 sevens. It will be rebuilt with streets and the trench, but in times of trouble. After the 62 sevens, the anointed one will be put to death and will have nothing. The people of the ruler who will come will destroy the city and the sanctuary. The end will come like a flood. War will continue until the end, and desolations have been decreed. He will confirm a covenant with many for 1 7. In the middle of the 7, he will put an end to sacrifice and offering. And at the temple, he will set up an abomination that causes desolation until the end that is decreed is poured out on him.
Dadahan-dahanin natin yung 77s, yung 77s na nakikita natin are time frame, chronological order din. Ito na yung question kanina ni Kasin, bakit dito nilagay sa earth kung saan si Satan? Okay? It was in the holy city. Finishing the transgression means, alam niyo ba yung concept ng law of thermodynamics? Law of thermodynamics is, whatever you put now, it will become cold. Parang ganon. So there is decay. Yung law of thermodynamics is parang i-consume until you will be finished. So yung sinasabi sa first line is, there will come a time na yung transgression ng whole earth, kasama yung mga demonic angels, it will come to an end. It will come to a decay. But you people has to go through it. Parang ganun. Yun ang sinasabi niya sa tao. Hindi sa atin ha, sa kay Daniel as a representative sa Hebrew people. Now, punta tayo sa mga sevens na yan. So there will be 77s. 77s. At yung 77s are divided into 3. One would be 7 sevens. Second would be 62 sevens. And third will be 1 7. Yung 7 sevens, 62 sevens, according to the prophecy ni Daniel, that time will come to pass. But sa atin, it came to pass. So ano yung mga sevens muna? 7 in their language is weak. So that means yung sevens na description is weak. If you have 7 sevens, you have 7 week. So 1 days a week would be year. Okay? Multiply natin. 7 weeks, 62 weeks, and sabi doon, meron siyang pause, and then 1 week. So you have so 7 weeks, 62 weeks, 1 week. Again, going back, yung 7 weeks and 62 weeks, for Daniel, that time hindi pa nangyari. For us, now, 7 weeks, 62 weeks already done. Kasi, yun ang nangyari sa Babylon. Yun ang nangyari sa Jewish people for this number of years. Balik tayo dito. So, 7 weeks, 7 times 7, 49 years. Yung pangalawang part ng 62 weeks, 62 times 7, 434 years. Okay? So yung 49 years, 434 years, maraming nangyari yung sa Jewish people. Doon na yung nangyari sa Medo-Persian, sa Greek, at saka sa Roman Empire. Pero meron siyang residue sa 434 years during sa time ng dumating si Jesus. Because when Jesus came, Roman Empire pa rin yun, di ba? So, 434 years residue, parang nag-continue on yung prophecy ni Daniel kanina. Sabi nila, and the anointed one will come. Pero yung anointed one, mamamatay siya after sa 62 weeks or after sa 434 years. Anyway, we will not complicate things. Yung 49 plus 434 na 600 plus years, maraming nangyari sa lineage or sa culture or sa lifestyle ng Jewish people. It only stopped when Jesus went into the temple riding the, yung maliit na horse? Donkey. Because it was prophesied in Zechariah na this 434 years will end once Jesus will enter the temple. He will be welcomed with a palm. Pero, hindi siya magiging accepted. Parang ganun. He went inside the temple, humble, pero supposed to be is the king, pero hindi siya nagmamaganda. Hindi siya naging magarbo. And it stopped there. Sa 434 years. So anyway, alam naman natin yung timeline. Jesus was born as a man. Yun ang tinatawag na BC and AD. Yung tanong mo na what is BCE is before the common era because they cannot accept it is before Christ. So yung general na description ng BC or BCE, before the common era. So meron silang milestone. But sa atin na mga Christian or the Roman sa Gregorian calendar is BC. AD is Anno Domini, after death. So dito nagkaroon ng split ng time. It's 0 back, 0 front. Diba? So alam naman natin yung mga calendars. So dito siya nag-start. Malaki talaga yung influence ng pagpunta ni Jesus dito. So we know the time that Jesus Christ died. Yun ang part 1 natin. And okay, saan yung mangyayari yung 1 week? 7 years. Kasi ito lang yung sinabi, di ba? Merong pause. 1 week is 7 years. Ito yung pause. Hindi pa to nangyari. Ito yung tinatawag na interval. Ito yung tinatawag na church age. Ito yung tinatawag na age of grace. Kung nakikita natin, actually malaki yung influence din ng church because by the time that the church was already growing after the Dark Ages, doon nag-boom yung Rome, doon nag-boom yung Europe, doon nag-boom yung America, at doon din nagkaroon na ng inspiration. Nagkaroon na yung technology was okay. And now, we are enjoying it. And we are still here sa church age. Kaya pasalamat tayo kasi yung part dito, they were just dreaming for this. Kasi mahirap yung life ng mga Jewish people here. But for us, God's grace is we are already in the church age. Who is the church? Sa Bible, tatlo lang yung nakikita na tao. Walang Singaporean, walang Filipino, walang Hindu, walang tatlo lang siya. It's either you are Jew, you are a Gentile, or you are part of the church. So, the church are those, the redeemed one. So, you can be a Jew, you believe in the blood, you become part of the church. you are a Gentile, which is not a Jew, you believe in Jesus, you become part of the church. So kung babasahin natin yung Bible,
Ganyan naman tayo.
Dinagdagan mo ba ito, neighbor?
hindi ko alam. Ito pa rin ba?
Hindi, last time,
Same pa rin?
8 pa rin.
Ah, okay.
Ngayon, 8 na naman tayo.
Dadagdagan ko na yan next week.
Parang last week,
Number of people sa church.
8 tayo. Ngayon, 8 na tayo.
So anyway, nakita pa nila yan. So Jews, Gentile church. Either you belong to the Gentile world, you belong to the Jew who doesn't believe in Jesus, or you are a Gentile or you Jew and you believe in Jesus. So dito tayo sa interval na time frame. Okay? Ito na yung Matthew 24. Baka pwede natin tingnan din sa phone natin, sa Bible, yung Matthew 24:4. Kasi mas maganda yung tayo yung makakabasa. Titingnan natin kung saan siya nagbibilong. Kasi yun ang pinaka-popular ngayon sa mga pangyayari sa mundo.
Matthew 34:4?
24.
24:4.
Yeah. Sino yung magbabasa? Si Herbs.
Until when?
Until
Bible?
sa...
Kaya nag-download?
Sige.
And Jesus answered and said unto them, bakit ka take heed that no one deceive you. Sorry, hindi pa alam.
See that no one
Or many
leads you.
Sorry, 24:3-8.
Okay. 24
So, 3 daw, 3.
As Jesus was sitting on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately. Tell us, they said, when will this happen? And what will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age? Jesus answered, watch out that no one deceives you, for many will come in my name, claiming I am the Messiah, and will deceive many. You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Such days must happen, but the end is still to come. Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of earthquakes.
Okay. Yung story lang ng Matthew 24:3-8 was, yung pinaka-first, naglalakad daw si Jesus at saka yung mga disciples sa temple. Temple yun ni Solomon. Hindi. Temple na pala ni Herod. Kasi yung Solomon, na-destroy na yun kasi ang tagal na eh. After yung temple ni Herod, nag-build against, after yung temple ni Solomon, nag-build against si Herod ng mas malaki. So yun na yung temple ni Herod yung nakikita ng mga disciples. Sabi nila, sabi ni Jesus, may isang araw na hindi nyo na makikita kahit one stone dito sa temple. So syempre, yung mga disciples, alam na nila kasi alam nila yung prophecy ni Daniel. They were Jewish, so they know the Torah or they know the writings of the prophets before. So, yun ang unang prophecy ni Jesus. Second, nagtanong yung mga disciples, bakit kailan ka ba darating again? At saka kailan yung sign ng end of the age? Yung concept natin yung end of the age is mag-end of the world na kasi nakikita na natin yung virus, nakikita na natin yung may mga locust, mga ganun-ganun. Actually, yung context dito is, tinatanong ng mga disciples, kailan matatapos yung 1 week? Kailan matatapos yung last week before you come? Kasi yun naman ang sinasabi eh. When is the sign of your coming? And when is the end of the age? Age means that part of the human system, kailan siya matatapos? As a matter of fact, nagtanong sila. So, sinabi naman ni Jesus na private lang to. You have to be careful na hindi kayo malilito. Kasi maraming pwedeng pumasok na sasabihin na, oh, I am the Christ. So, sabi ni, sorry, wala pang kibuloy dito. Sabi ni, oh, ako si Jesus. Tapos merong iba na naman nasa kanto, sabi, no, I am the Christ. Marami sila. So sabi ni Jesus, huwag kayong maririndi kasi hindi pa yan. Because the only way that you will know that He will come back is yung sabi ng angel na He will come back from the clouds. There will come a moment na the sky will split open and He will come. Yun lang yung sign that He is the real Messiah. Pero yung mga tao na nandito, sasabihin na I am the Christ, hindi yun siya, sabi ni Jesus. And then you will hear of wars, rumors of wars, mga pestilences, at saka, ano yung pestilences, earthquakes, wars, and rumors of wars. But, hindi pa yun yung katapusan. It will happen like manganganak ka na. Bale, it's like a pregnant woman who is about to give birth. These things will happen. That means a pregnant woman, magkakaroon siya ng birth pains for something that will come out. Yung nakikita natin ngayon, it will not deter, it will not, hindi siya mag-stabilize. It will intensify until that time. So, pero wag tayong maririndi kasi hindi pa naman yan end of the age. Yun ang sabi ni Jesus. So, alam na natin, we can hear that there's war, the US, Iran, US and China. So, maraming mga bio-war, maraming mga conspiracy theories which can happen, which is okay. May pestilences after COVID-19, meron na naman yan papasok. May famine na ngayon. After sa locust, meron na naman yan papasok. Earthquakes will not be anymore 6.8. Magiging 8 point something na yan. It will be there. But, the only thing is, if it will happen at the same time, you will know that it is near. What is near? Sorry, nauna ko kanina to. What is near? Ito yung i-emphasize natin. Kasi, hindi pa to nangyari yung 1-7. Sabi ko nga kanina, Kairos is something that we have to treat. Kung may prophecy na alam natin, what does it do to us at the moment? There will come a time, somebody will confirm a covenant, a contract for 1-7. In the middle of the 7, He will put an end to sacrifice and offering, and at the temple He will set up an abomination that causes desolation until the end that is decreed is poured out on Him. Yung last week, yung last 1-7, there will be one person who will rise up, who will defile God's temple. So, yun ang sign, yun ang pinakamalapit natin na sign. Somebody will rise up and who will defile the temple until this person will be taken out. Then it will be the end, then Jesus will come. So, yun ang pwede nating maging relevant sa time natin ngayon. 1-7. Ito. So again, in that 7 years, He will come, there will be a temple na ibibuild, and there will be a ruler of people. The only punchline is, hindi naman to siya lalabas pag nandito pa yung church. Because yung provision sa, I think sa 2 Thessalonian, unless the restrainer will be taken out, He will not be revealed. Restrainer is the church. I have also realized na the earth now, because we are in the church age, whatever is happening surrounding, it is because the church is there. Yung nangyayari ngayon, if the church is not there, walang nagpipray, walang nagko-communion, walang nag-declare about safety protection, and God's hand is removed, you can only imagine what will happen. Hindi pa to siya makakalabas kasi nandito pa yung church. But, prior to that, alam na naman natin yung birth signs na yung mga pestilences lahat, it will increase in intensity. Pero, hindi pa rin siya yung katapusan. Nagigets niyo ba niyo? Kasi nandito pa tayo, so hindi pa to magwa 1 week. Hindi pa to siya magsi 7 years. Ang i-consider lang natin, hindi natin alam kung kailan. Because, taking out of the restrainer, kasi tribulation to parang tribulation means mahirap yung kalagayan ng mga tao. It will not be an easy life for the 7 week. Di ba nasabi kanina yung first part na you will pass through that and it will not be an easy time. Sabi niya sa mga Jewish people. So for us, na church, when God saved us with His goodness, He will not allow His bride or the church to go through the tribulation. That's why He has to take us out when this is going to happen. It's a privilege. It's a blessing. It is part of the gift in salvation. Kaso lang hindi natin alam kung kailan. Alam lang natin yung sign na, ito na, nagkakaroon na ng wars, nagkakaroon na. But we don't know when. So, unless this temple will be built, unless there will be a peace treaty between Jerusalem na magkaroon. Kasi, yung Israelite ngayon, yung main capital nila is nasa Tel Aviv. Hindi siya sa Jerusalem. Dapat mag-claim yung Jerusalem ng mga Israelite, yung mga Jewish people na yung capital city talaga is Jerusalem para makarebuild sila ng temple. Para bumalik na yung sacrifices nila.
So, tatanggalin yung mosque?
Yeah, tatanggalin yung mosque. Which is not very easy. Kasi, in the perspective din ng mga Muslim, sa kanila yun.
Kasi dun si
Ishmael. Kasi
si
yung sa
Muhammad, di ba doon?
Muhammad is only a player sa later part. Pero yung sa Arab people, it was an inheritance from Ishmael. Ayaw ni Ishmael, nandun si Isaac. It's still a jealous, it's still a Luciferian spirit. Ha? Yeah. Kaya alam din nila yung Moses, alam din nila yung, kaya nare-recognize din nila si Jesus, but He's not God, He's only a prophet. So may part din sila mamaya sa 7 years sa tribulation kung paano din nila i-treat. Kaya kasi parang it's a different point of view. So meron din silang mga prophecy. But in any case, for the biblical point of view, kailangan siyang ma-build para in preparation din for Jesus coming. Pero hindi naman ito marirebuild kung kung magulo din sa Israel. Kasi ngayon, even Russia wants to go to war, Iran wants to go to war. So, and Israel doesn't have a leader. Di ba alam na natin ngayon na Netanyahu is not recognized as a main prime minister kasi hindi pa siya nanalo sa election, which is only happening in March 2. So, nagkakagulo-gulo pa rin doon. So, it's another role for the ruler of the world na magkaroon ng peace treaty. Sasabihin niya, okay Israel, I'm here. I will protect I will protect you from your enemies. So, yun ang first niya na covenant. Yun naman, mailalagay din siya sa pedestal kasi the world, the country surrounding, magiging helpless na rin. Hindi na rin nila alam kung anong gagawin. There will come a time na wala ng solution yung world. He will come up because he's the most charming person. He will have all the answers. So he will reign as the ruler of the world. Tawag nila. Pero hindi naman din siya parang chicken and egg. Hindi rin naman siya marireveal kung nandito pa tayo. So unless matanggal tayo, doon pa lang siya. Anyway, another segue. Kaya tayo nagba-Bible study because as much as possible, we want our friends to also be part of the rapture. Tawag doon rapture. Rapture of the church before magka 7 years. So, otherwise, kung hindi man sila madala sa rapture, basta ako, yun talaga yung look forward ko. Kung hindi man sila madala ng rapture, sama tayo. They have to go through the tribulation. Kung hindi pa rin nila, ayaw nila ngayon, doon na lang sila sa tribulation mag-receive ng salvation.
Sabi nung mawala yung church.
Church yan.
Sabi nung mawala yung mga
Believers. Those who are redeemed. Kasi yung pala yung church, yung kasi part ng gift eh. Yung last na, yung sa rapture, hindi lang siya matatanggal yung church for them not to pass by tribulation, but to give the last installment of the salvation gift. Kasi ngayon, I am a believer. The gift that I have received is I have a renewed spirit. Parang I can already connect with God directly. Hindi napatay yung spirit ko. I am already alive. But my flesh is still subject to death. Last gift sa salvation is parehas yung status ni Jesus when He resurrected. So your body will come immortal the same way as Jesus. Yun ang last installment sa salvation. So yun ang pinaka, God, I said, is a very generous God. He will give everything for you to have life, well-being, and life everlasting. So anyway, yun lang ang gift ng salvation. So aside from rapture, matatanggal yung church, then you will have, hindi. You will, sa Thessalonians, sa Thessalonians, dun nabanggit na you will meet the Lord in the air. Hindi pa siya bababa, but in the air, He will give a command, take out the church. You will not see death, but you will be in a twinkling of an eye, changed from mortal to immortal. Nalagay ko yung 2 Thessalonians, babasahin natin. So 2 Thessalonians 3:14. So taken out, changed from body to immortal, and yun. So yeah, rapture, you will not see death. Kaya nga sabi nila, if you're a believer, you don't look forward to death, but you have to look forward to the rapture. Kasi hindi mo naman mamamalayan na nag-change body ka na pala. So this means transporting to where is you. Okay? So anyway, from here, paano ba ibalik? Anyway, yung sige. Anyway, from here, yung time clock ni Lord stop. Kasi this time, hindi pa nakabalik yung mga Jewish people. After the temple was destroyed, yung kay Herod, di ba yung 70 AD na war, if you want to do a research kung ano yung nangyari sa 70 AD, the Jewish people, hindi yung mga Christian, but the Jewish people rebelled against the Roman Empire. Maraming namatay sa kanila. So after maraming namatay sa kanila, nagdiaspora again. Palagi talaga silang nagkakawatak-watak. So they were all over Europe, they were all over Asia, they were all over sa lahat-lahat. Ha? Hindi sila, yung mga nag-rebel, they were not Messianic Jews. Yung 70 AD na war. So after 70 AD, they dispersed. Now, when they dispersed, ilang years, naging bungacious na naman sila. They have survived, they have thrived, they became rich. Yun na yung story ni Hitler, yung nabanggit mo. Tago. They were all, parang doon sila hindi, meron mga churches, kasi meron Europe na yung mga ganun-ganun, pero hindi sila prominent. Kung sa ibang history naman, kasi nagsusurvive din naman yung church, mga secret na ganun-ganun. Anyway, so yung time ni Hitler, he was jealous again with the Jewish people sa Europe. Germany, definitely, kasi dumarami sila na parang cockroach, parang Pinoy lang. They were becoming rich, and his intention was to bring back Babylon. Parang they have to overpower again Jewish people. So his intention was to kill the 6 million living in Germany, in Europe. Kaya doon na nag-start yung Holocaust. How many? 12,000 people every day na pinapatay niya. But again, for the mga accounts, Hitler was demonic, he was possessed. Kasi yung mga helpers nila nagiging witness na every night around 12, Hitler will shout, parang, he's coming for me. So parang he was also demon possessed. Satan's plan is always to wipe out God's people. Except lang ngayon tayo because God is protecting us. He has attacks, but we can stand that the gates of heaven will not prevail. But throughout history, Satan was always attacking God's people. Okay? So anyway, going back, Hitler, nagkaroon ng Holocaust. 1945 yun eh, World War. 3 years later, the world knew about what happened to the Jewish people. So, yung United Nations, they gathered and gave the privilege for Jewish people to become a nation again. 1948. So, yun ang sinasabi na actually, that 1948 was prophesied 2,500 years ago by Ezekiel. Babasahin ko na lang siya. Summarized. Sabi ni Ezekiel na nakita niya maraming buto, watak-watak, but God Himself spoke to Ezekiel that speak to this bone that they will rise up. Parang ganun. And then eventually, nag-rattle daw yung mga bones, and then they formed one flesh. And then yung explanation after that, sabi ni Lord, this is my people Israel, whom I will gather again to become one nation. So that was the prophecy of Ezekiel 25 years ago that only happened in 1948. Now in 1948, when it happened, yung time clock start ticking again towards the 7 years. Kung kailan mangyayari yung 7-year tribulation. Because Israel is now back to their land. They are now within Israel. Kahit hindi pa Jerusalem yung pinaka main part nila, nandoon na sila sa Israel. At eto pa si Trump, palaging sinasabi na Jerusalem will be the place where the US Embassy will be. At saka si Trump ngayon yung nag-push, parang marami siyang binibigay na negotiation na maging maganda yung binibigyan niya ng independence ang Jerusalem ngayon. Alam niyo naman yung role ni Trump. So hindi ko lang alam kung ano yung intention ni Trump, bakit siya gumagano. But definitely, he is triggering anger sa mga Arab nations. So, kung titingnan natin, we don't know kung saan tayo dyan. Because 1948 pa lang, it already started. At sabi ni Lord, this generation, yung generation ng Israel, will not pass until they see na matapos yung time frame. Only this generation will witness what will happen. Ngayon, yung oldest na person na born 1948 is still 70 years old. So, hindi pa siya isang generation. But, malapit na siya. Kung i-calculate natin. So, eto na pala yung 2 Thessalonians yung tinatanong mo kanina. Anong mangyayari? As the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ and our being gathered together to Him, we beg you, brothers and sisters, not to be quickly shaken in mind or alarmed, either by spirit or by word or by letter, as though from us to the effect that that day of the Lord is already here. So, wag muna natin isipin na tribulation na. Let no one deceive you in any way, for that day will not come unless the rebellion comes first and the lawless one is revealed. Alam na natin kung sino yun, yung ruler of the world, the one destined for destruction. So siya yung main point to trigger sa 7 years. He opposes and exalts himself above every so-called God or object of worship, so that he takes his seat in the temple of God, declaring himself to be God. So he will be actually the Antichrist. Antichrist doesn't mean pangit siya kasi Antichrist. Yung ibig sabihin ng anti, asawa ni Uncle. Yung ibig sabihin ng anti is replacement of Christ. He will come himself as the Savior. He will represent himself that I can solve your problem. Parang siya yung in replacement. Since naghahanap yung mga tao ng Messiah, this person will come in as the replacement. So siya yung tinatawag natin na Antichrist who will rule for the 7 years. So, for the mystery of the lawlessness is already at work, but only until the one who now restrains is removed. So, kung nandito pa yung restrainer, hindi siya marireveal until we will be removed. So, yun ang sinasabi. And then the lawless one will be revealed, whom the Lord Jesus will destroy with the breath of his mouth, annihilating him by the manifestation of his coming. This is part 4. We will discuss. The coming of the lawless one is apparent in the working of Satan, who uses all power, signs, lying wonders, and every kind of wicked deception for those who are perishing because they refuse to love the truth and so be saved. After that, we who are still alive and are left will be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord. So, hindi pa siya second coming kasi sinabi dito, we will only meet the Lord in the clouds. Hindi pa siya bababa. So, ito yung pinaka-first phase when the Lord will reveal Himself. And so, we will be with the Lord forever. Therefore, encourage one another with these words. Yun ang hope natin. Even if we see things that are being messed up now, maraming challenges dito, challenges doon, wala talaga tayong escape. Kung tutusin, if we just use our smarts, we can never escape. Even the virus, even the famine, even the financial downturn, we cannot do anything about it. But we have our hope in the Lord. And if it is really very near, kasi nag-intensify, then we will have our privilege to be caught up with Him in the air. Okay? So, yun na. Before to, there will be a rapture in the church. Alam niyo ba na nag-pray ako, sabi ko, Lord, you have to really prove to me that this will happen according to the scripture. Kasi yung nagbabasa ako sa Revelation, hindi ko to siya nakikita. Marami siyang evidence. Marami siyang evidence na it will happen before the 7 years. Pwede ko naman siya i-share sa inyo kung yung pero madidiscuss din natin sa part 4 na it will happen before tinatawag yung pre-tribulation. Marami siya palang verses na hindi ko lang siya nakita before. But assured, yes. Kaya I am looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to death. I am looking forward to rapture. Kaya minsan, gusto kong sabihin na sa mga friends na, huy, pag nawala ako, tayo pala. Huwag kayong magtataka ha. Pero tayo pala. Kaya nga we are having this because there is hope in the Lord.
Hanapin niyo sa
Parang ganun. So, saan ba tayo that time for the 7 weeks? Actually, hindi siya 7 years tribulation. Gusto pa lang i-correct. Kasi yung, kung we go to part 4, yung first 3.5 years, it is peaceful. Parang the Antichrist will rule as if he is the Messiah for 3.5 years. The only tribulation or greatest trouble that will happen is the last 3.5. Kaya sabi ni Lord, kailangan niyang i-cut, otherwise walang matitirang tao sa mundo. So by right, it's just the 3.5 tribulation period. Kasi yung first 3.5, wala pa siyang mangyayari. That much. Meron na, pero hindi siya mangyayari.
Pero hindi ka na, sabi mo neighbor, kapag hindi ka na lagyan ng mark, hindi ka makakabili.
Oo.
For the
So
first 3.5.
syempre, maghihirap ka na sa 3.5.
Sa first 3.5.
Na-declare na, magpapakita na siya. Parang, kung alam mo yung Bible at saka napunta ka dito, actually madidetect mo na siya. Kasi first, marami nang nawalang tao. Second, meron nang mag-step up. Kasi yung ibang leaders, they will give up. Hindi talaga kaya ma-settle yung mga affairs ng each nation. So somebody has to stand up. They will cry out for one leader. He will come out. And he is a very charming person. So, you will know who He is kung nandito ka. Is different. Yeah. Though, assuredly, there will still be salvation. 7. Kasi meron pang magpe-preach. And even it will be the greatest revival din daw. Kasi nakikita na nila eh. If a person is really in distress, yung first attempt nila is maghanap sa Panginoon. But, in contrast, there will also be people whose heart will be hardened, who will still curse God. Amazing, no? Parang ayaw ko na talaga. While nagbabasa talaga ako. cannot. So anyway, just to do that. After that, yun na yung tinatanong ng mga disciples kanina. So when is the end of the age? Yung end of the age is actually end of the 7 years. Hindi sa ngayon na sinasabi natin na end of the world, na hindi. End of the age is when will be that system of that person, governing system ng human nature end. So, yun ang sinabi ni Jesus Christ. This will happen, this will happen. Then, when you see the Son of Man coming from the clouds, yun na yung katapusan. After 7 years. Because, siya na yung magpapastop. Kasi mahirap din is-pastop ng yung si Antichrist. Only He can. And He will defend Israel.
Sa clouds.
Sa clouds. He will be the one to defend Israel. Yun na yung time na Israel will recognize who Jesus is. At ito pala, sa 3.5 years, Israel will recognize He is not the Messiah. But the first 3.5 years, they will recognize He is the Messiah. Kasi siya yan lang yung mag-protect sa kanila. Then, I am not. So, yeah. So, yun ang drama sa last 7 years. 144 times
yung,
144,000.
Yung first 3.5, charming pa siya dyan.
Charming. Pero meron ng magpangyayari sa mundo yan. And He will help.
Tapos yung abomination of the
sa temple.
desolation sa
Yeah.
temple.
He will,
3.5
yeah.
din yun.
Parang insultuhin na niya yung temple. Kaya dun na yung Jewish people matitrigger na
hindi
dito
ikaw yung ano.
Kasi kung totoong Jewish person ka, why are you defiling our sacrifices? Parang ganun. Kasi mababalik yung sacrifices ni Solomon to here.
So, yung Antichrist, ang pakilala niya siya si Christ.
Siya si Christ. At the first, Messiah, hindi siya Christ. Kasi yung
Messiah.
Jesus, gagawin niya na assistant ko lang. Then Jesus will show Himself na wag kayong maniwala yung Jesus na God kasi hindi pala ako God, sasabihin niya. I am just in support with this Antichrist. Yun ang pakilala niya. Yun ang mga paniniwala ng iba. But actually, they're all fake. Kaya sabi nga niya ng warning, do not be deceived. Because the only way you will know that I am He is when I come from the clouds. Pero syempre, kung hindi ano yun? I-rebuild. Na-destroy na siya. I-rebuild lang siya dito. Kasi destroyed niya yung Temple of Herod eh. Yung na-destroy siya during the 70s. Yung 70 AD na war, yung rebellion, na dinestroy na nila yun. Tapos, so, many years, tinabunan na siya ngayon ng almost. Dito, na-build na siya, mag-start ng build. Pag nakita na natin na meron ng preparation sa building of the third temple, alam na natin na palapit na talaga siya. Parang nakaset na yung stage. Kasi ngayon yung nangyayari lang yung mga pestilences, parang birth pains lang talaga siya. Parang warning lang na malapit, pero hindi pa talaga siya.
Mga building sa katong. Pero sa ilalim nito nandito.
Pag na-build na, syempre mag-start, mga 3.5 years, baka kaya, mga fabricated, mga ganun. After 3.5, He
Pero
will
na-preserve nila kasi nasa ilalim pa daw.
So, yun na, the Son of Man, the only sign that you will see is the Son of Man who will appear in heaven. So, in-emphasize ko lang siya. Ito na, when the 7 years stops, when Jesus Christ will finally defeat the Antichrist,
Meron daw silang dinaanan
and
na
saka yung
steps sa
follower niya,
pagpapamalalim. Makita nila
ito na yung pinaka-hope natin. Ito na yung hino-hope ng all the Jewish people.
Sir, po, ano yan, no?
When Christ will come down physically and rule the earth. By the way, it has always been prophesied that He in person will rule the earth. Kasi sa Kanya din naman yan. He holds all things together. Hindi lang naging madali. So, and He will rule in the temple, in Jerusalem, where all people will go there to worship. So, yung hindi makakapunta sa Israel, after the rapture, can.
See you there.
We can already go there. Kasi, yung mga na-rapture, yung bride, yung for 7 years, nandun lang naman tayo, nakatingin kung anong nangyayari sa tribulation. Meron pa lang tayong, may prophecy pala kay John sa Revelation that we can see what is happening on earth. Bababa tayo to rule with Him. So yun pa ang pinaka, God is a generous God. He will still consider us. We can be assigned to any country depending sa faithfulness natin. That would be the reward. So it will be 1,000 years. So 1,000 years, kahit kung namatay ka in 100 years, you are considered cursed because your lifespan is now 1,000 years. It's a blessing. So it's a long, long time. But yung mga na-rapture, definitely, death has no hold on them. They will continue to live forever, eternal. But for those who have survived here, parang pwede pa silang makasurvive from here. But they are in their mortal body. So if they are believers, yung mga namatay dito na hindi nagpa-mark, at saka namatay, they will also be resurrected here. Kasama na natin. But there are those who will survive. But siguro yung nga nag-survive, nandun lang yung sa cave. Kasi ilan lang naman 7 years, di ba? What is 7 years?
Tagal
Magti 10
nun.
years na ako sa Singapore, parang wala lang.
Pero mahirap yan.
Yun lang. Dun lang ako sa cave.
Merong kwento dun sa pati cave inaano nila eh.
Hindi, pag sa Petra ka.
Sa Petra?
Oo.
Bakit sa Petra?
Kasi yun ang protected, di ba?
Talaga?
Yes, yun ang protected ni Lord. Anyway, doon na tayo sa part 4 na yan.
Punta pa tayong Jordan?
Hindi, kung hindi ka madala.
Oo nga, hindi. Dalhin ko yung mga naiwan. Sabihin ko,
Okay.
text ko sila.
Anyway, yung evidence that there's a 1,000 years rule is in Revelations 21:7. So, and I saw an angel coming down on heaven, having the key to the abyss and holding in his hand great chain. Madidiscuss din natin to sa part 4. But anyway, ano yun? Sana ba to dito? Dapat binasa ko na lang. Ito, sa katapusan na lang. And they will be priests of God, yung na-resurrect, yung namatay at saka na-resurrect. Kasama na rin tayo doon. The second death has no power over them, but they will be priests of God and of Christ and will reign with Him for 1,000 years. So after the end of the age, there will be a 1,000 years with Christ. Yun na yung mga advocates natin ngayon na go green, environmental, or anti-trafficking. Christ will rule with a kind heart, but as a king, physically. So, kung mga naging problema natin ngayon, He will make everything straight. No more murder, no more lahat na walang kwentang mga, illegal, wala ng trafficking, walang anything, because He's the President of all presidents. Okay? So, move natin. So, yun na. Pero after 1,000 years, ito pala, Satan will not be active in 1,000 years. He will be chained. Yun ang sinabi kanina ng Revelations 20. Chained into the abyss or bottomless pit. He will not be messing up anymore. Not yet. But he is not yet destroyed. Only after 1,000 years, he will be released again. His final straw to destroy humankind will happen only 1,000 years. But, there's a but. Yun na rin yung final niya na law of thermodynamics that he will be taken, along with death, along with the people in hell, along to the lake of fire. Dito na yung final judgment na kung wala ka kay Christ na namatay dito, you will be judged according to your deeds. Kaya it's still justified why you will be punished. Kaya God made a way for us to have life and then for us to be delivered and have salvation. So, and after that, new heaven and new earth, He will redo everything. Kung ano yung pinaka-dream ni Lord ng Garden of Eden, which man has destroyed, He will do it again. New heaven, new earth. So man, God can again live on earth, live in heaven, and ito na. So the book stopped in Revelation with the new heaven and new earth. What happens after that is another story. So, ito lang